Hello and welcome back. We're talking about Centrify Infrastructure Services and the privilege service component in customer hosted environments, and the topic is high availability. We've In the previous videos we've done several failover scenarios. The previous one we actually did an upgrade offline. I completed the upgrade. Notice that I'm running now 17.7.162, but notice that I'm running on my member 2, which happens to be the same system that is the owner node in Windows Failover Cluster. Now we're going to talk about basically connectors, right? So connectors are the systems that allow us to do things like this. It allows an end user to, for example, look at a system and let's just say you wanted to have an RDP session to a system. Even with the native RDP client, we can actually you know, proctor the session and record it for posterity as well. And at the same time, an administrator can terminate the session. But the connectors are the ones who give access. It's very important to understand that the system subnet mapping is the setting that governs everything. So I have a simple network here, class C, and I have two connectors that will cover those. So I happen to be one of the connectors. So one of the things that we want to make sure is that there's high availability in case of a connector being down. I have a perfect excuse, and it's that my software was upgraded, so the connectors are going to be upgraded. Let me just show you the options that you have. So it would be proxy, and the options that the connectors have, they provide you with a maintenance window. Notice that it's actually trying to download the update right now. But you can set up a schedule for auto update. So it will actually, based on the rules that you set up here, the connector will auto update. In general, I always actually consider this a delicate thing. So you want to make sure that you schedule them, in lower times of activity. So I think my update is here. I'm going to go ahead and apply the update, right? When this happens, the service goes down. But I want to make sure that I can continue to use my gateway. So if I were to want to use, for example, this for an SSH access, right? I'm able to use it. And I could also try to use the SSH gateway capability, which will mean that I would have to actually log in to my connector. So the one that is actually running. So I'm going to go ahead and try and connect, and is actually running as well. So the benefit that I have is that because I have at least two connectors, doesn't matter if connector is not running, I'll be able to continue to do the things that I'm supposed to do regardless, because there's an additional connector. And connectors are your way for growing, add scalability to the system. So typically what you want is to have multiple connectors based on the subnets that are going to be serviced, or the data centers that are going to be serviced. So I hope this video helps, and later we're going to talk about more different types of failures. Instead of administrative failures, now we're going to talk about software failure or hardware failure.